darshan of Srimanarayan, right? So in like long back, what happened once, like there were four sons, I can say, of Brahma. They are called Sanat Kumara, Sanat Kumara, one more person. So Sanaka Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, some one person. Yeah. So Sanakadi rishis. There were four rishis. Okay. They are not bothered by this age. They always look like small kids. Same age as 5 years old boys. So when they went to have darshan of Srimanarayana, then the Dwarapalakas, that is Jaya and Vijaya, they stopped those boys that you cannot have darshan of Lord Srimanarayana at this time. So, but they said he should be open to bless his devotees, and we are his pure devotees, so he should be, you please go and tell him that we came here. But they actually stop him. Their intention is not to disturb Srimanarayana, but that is Mahavishnu. Their intention is right in their part. So they don't want to disturb, but they did not consider from the devotee's perspective. That is the mistake they did. Then Lord comes out, and then Lord, actually at that time they were anger on this Bhargava, because Lord Srimanarayan should be always open to all his devotees, and you should not be stopping, because this is Vaikuntham. This is not a place for you people like who are not birth considering. So you have to take birth in Bhuloka, which is very miserable and full of sorrows and all. You have to take birth there. That is the what is that called? Curse. And at that time, Srimanarayan comes out and he says, okay, I'll make your curse. Just I cannot, because devotees give this curse, and even I cannot revoke it. But I can bless you with, I can change it in one way, that you can take 7 births as a devotee of mine and come back to me. Otherwise, you can take 3 births as Rakshasas, like who you raise anger over me and all this. So then they said, okay, we'll take 3 births and come to you back sooner. Then in their succession, the first birth was Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They are brothers, okay? Yeah. We all know about Hiranyaksha. He is Lord himself appeared in the form of Varaha Avtara. Varaha, and he killed Hiranyaksha. And actually they were sons of Diti and Kashyapa. Okay? Diti and Kashyapa. In fact, Kashyapa was a Brahmin. Okay? In fact, to be more honest and to be frank, the Hiranyaksha, Hiranya, these all guys they were not Rakshasas by birth. They were Brahmanas. Even Ravana was a Brahmana. He was the son of Pulastya Brahma. That's why he was a Brahmana. After doing Rama, like he got some. So anyway, he was by birth he was a Brahmana. Okay, even Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. But because of their deeds and activities, they were called as demons. Okay, Kshatriya.
And they born certain time, which is not good time.
Yes. That is the reason. Yeah, exactly. So after Hiranyaksha was died by Srimanarayana, then Hiranyakashipu, like he was very much against of Lord Vishnu, and from that moment he was he started like with all his Vishnu's devotees and all, he started doing all nonsense with those ladies, and so he got rivalry upon on Lord Vishnu. So at that time, what happened? Narada, I think Narada came to Hiranyakashipu, said that you cannot defeat Srimanarayana until you have sufficient boons and all. Then he prays for Lord Brahma, and he asked for immortality. Immortality means I should not die at any time. I should be immortal. But Brahma replies that because I myself I am not immortal, I cannot give you that. It is not in my hands, so I cannot guarantee that. You ask something else. Then he says, okay, then that is fine. Then I should not, all know his varas wounds, right? I should not die either good by any creature created by you. Any creature created by you. I should not die with any weapon. Not daytime, neither day nor night, and nor with the living nor with the dead. Neither with the living nor with the dead. Not with any weapon. So many very almost near to impossible to death, those kind of boons he had. And Brahma replies, no one asked these many boons in earlier, and I don't think in future also anywhere. But you asked, I am giving you. Okay, you are granted with all the boons. Then then he started doing all the things, and gods went to Vaikuntham, and then his deeds went to extreme. Like he started teaching Prahlad Maharaj, like he gives poison, he pulls him, throws from his peak of a hill, and he does so many acts. Prahlad never dies because Sriman Narayan was rescuing him. And at the last time, with he lost all his patience. Hiranyakashipu, he asks to, at last he asks that where is your Vishnu? You are saying he is everywhere. Okay, where is he? Because he was in search of Vishnu. He went to Vaikuntham also, he could not find Vishnu because he was not there. Vishnu was not there when he went there. So he was thinking that Vishnu is no more. Where is Vishnu? Something like that. So Prahlad Maharaj says he is everywhere. So at that moment, like our acharyas say that Vishnu, Lord Vishnu himself was, though he is everywhere, he himself made alerted, right? Everywhere he occupied. Everywhere he occupied in the entire, the palace. He was like occupied in such a way that he already occupied in the form of Lord Nrsimha. He decided, because this is the only possible avatar that I can. He himself can kill him with any avatar, but he doesn't want to, because Brahma gave all the boons, right? So he wanted to satisfy all the conditions and kill him. He always, like tries to satisfy his devotees' words. So he nicely explained that, he was very alert, attentive, that, he may show anywhere, he may show any pillar, he may show any wall, he may show any floor or anywhere. So he alerted himself. Where he shows, he has to be, he has to come from that part. So like that. So he shows one pillar, and Lord Nrsimha comes out and kills him with his nails. Because nails are there, that satisfies everything. Their nails they are not neither dead nor alive. And he comes half-headed. First of all, he is not created by Brahma. That is important. He is not created by. He is not in the creation of Brahma. The vice versa. And it's in the evening time, like Sandhya, evening time, twilight, and not inside or outside. So you can match all the conditions. Okay. So at that time he was so furious that he was teasing Prahlad Maharaj. So after killing Hiranyakashipu also, nobody was able to soothe him. Like he was so furious. Even nobody, no gods, no one. Even Lakshmi Devi could not go to him. Our Acharya said that because she also never saw Sriman Narayan to be that anger. He killed in past so many demons, but he was never so furious, because he loved and he liked Prahlad Maharaj that much. And only Prahlad Maharaj, his devotees only can satisfy, soothe him. So you are greatest of all our devotees, and he himself came just because to rescue you. So you are the right person to go and pacify him, soothe him. So Prahlad Maharaj did some stuti and all slokams. Then he comes out of his anger. Then Prahlad, he says Prahlad Maharaj one boon. Shivanarayan gives him one boon. Like you can be immortal, like you can be always, and one more boon he gives that because since you are born in this family, I will not kill anyone in your succession for 21 generations. 21 generations. That is the reason we know Bali, right? Bali Maharaj. He was great king and Chakravarti, emperor, and he also grabbed the kingdom of Indra, right? Yeah, he grabs the kingdom of Indra. So at that time, again, Lord comes in the form of Vamana. But at that time, he could not kill Bali for one reason, that Bali was grandson of
Prahlad
Prahlad
Maharaj.
Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj's son was Virochana. Virochana's son was Bali. So he says that just because you are born as a successor of Prahlad Maharaj, so I made a promise to him that I will never kill anyone in the succession for 21 generations. Not just so we can think like, with just one devotee, that coming 21 generations will be
Liberated.
they will be safe.
Yeah.
So that is the effect of having a devotee in anyone's generation. If we are having some kind of satsang, means somebody in our olden generation must have been devotees or did some good things. It's nothing much. So that is it's the on Nrsimha Jayanti. This is the appearance day of Nrsimha. It's it's great fortunate to talk about Prahlad Maharaj, because Lord Nrsimha will feel happy because he came for his purpose. So we have to think and talk about Prahlad Maharaj. That's why narrated little story. Though we all know. So you can add some any points if I missed anything.
Okay.
Like Narada he had to go through 3 generations just to become a great devotee. But Prahlad in his last life he became a great devotee because so narrating the story. So
Speak loud.
Yeah.
So he and this was in his previous life. He and his girlfriend were going to a picnic. But then they found a ruin of an old Nrsimha temple. So then they cleaned it, and then for some reason Prahlad Maharaj was fasting on that day. So that's how. So because he fasted on Nrsimha's birthday and he cleaned Nrsimha's temple, that's how he got liberation. And then in this next life he became Prahlad Maharaj.
So you mean is already there was a nursing temple?
It was
Like
it was
Vishnu
a
temple.
Different temple.
It was a Nrsimha temple. Vishnu arranged it, but Nrsimha didn't appear yet.
Yeah, actually Bhagavatam in 7th canto, it's tells about all Nrsimha Avatara incarnation, Nrsimha incarnation. That
That's interesting.
Yeah, and also whenever we see Lord Narasimha in any picture form or in any idol form, usually he is furious. In case if he is not furious in any picture, I think definitely Prahlad Maharaj will be beside him. And in that case, he can answer.
Yeah, if you see, like we have one picture in whose house right now? In your house only, right? Legend Narasimha.